And so we get 4 down right off the beginning, and we start to set up because we know they're going to spawn by the C shack. So I double back and I start cutting off C tube and middle. The sensor calls out he's got C tube, so I go and I watch middle, but I guess somebody dropped the ball. Might have been Vengeance, but it's okay because we weren't really helping him out too much at jungle anyway. So who knows what would have happened. So we want to get back into our base because we're realizing we're not spawning where we should, which generally means somebody's pushing up quite a bit. So I move in and I sit right here, which should get my teammates to spawn in the base or right next to me, which is what you want. Because if you, in this case, I got a split spawn, which isn't the worst thing. You throw teams off if you do that. Fortunately, Sin got stunned there and he couldn't get the second guy. But they end up getting this cap, but it's okay because right after we do this, we end up getting, I think, almost all of them down. So we want to get in control of the wood base, which is what you want to do on this side of the map, because if you can get control of wood, you'll force spawn them into their back C shack, which is what you want to do, and then you can just cut off trailer and back trailer and get a cap pretty easily. I guess Breezy was just lurking in the wood base, and he kind of messed up our plan to get a pull there. So once again, we're trying to get in control of the wood base. I guess Bench didn't tell me he was top wood, but he ended up getting him, so that's okay. And Sensor's gonna pull it down middle here because he knows that he's not sure if somebody might have been sneaking in the jungle or not. But sure enough, I spawn there, which means there's nobody there, so we get the flag cap easily. Then Vengeance gets the flagpole, but it's more of a distraction because we're not really pushed up with him or anything to help him. So sure enough, we get 2 dead, but I think Breezy's already lurking in the jungle. And then I guess Striker saw me there. I didn't think he did. So he came double back and he got me. So the general idea for this side is you want to control your base and push jungle, because if you let them into your base and they force spawn you at the C2, it is very easy to get spawn killed and it's very easy to control. There's only basically 2 routes that they're gonna actually stop your flag run. So unfortunately I got Sin there with a nade, but at least we know it would have been a good nade if the flag was still in the hands of the enemy. And Striker just ran away from me for some reason. I'm not sure why, but he basically opens up the chance to his teammate dying. Sure enough, I kill him, and then I almost get the other one, but we get the flag return, and it's all good. Now we just have to get control of our base again, because we have 3 dead, and I think Sin is the only one alive. So I'm just checking to make sure no one spawned there. She's going to shoot me in the back as I go down the alley. So Sin goes down in jungle, so I'm just making sure that no one's exactly in jungle and is going to be in our has reached our base yet. So this isn't a bad spot to sit because I thought Sin had my left side, but he got knived. This is just pretty poor teamwork by Sin or Striker and Breezy, as they don't like communicate, I guess, and both try and hit me at the same time. So I'm just trying to control jungle building, which is never a bad position to be in control of because it gives your teammates a chance to get in the base. So I ended up distracting them long enough and informing them that there are 2 guys going to be coming down jungle. And so I just go and I throw some stunts and nade at our flag. I check to make sure that no one's in the red shack. And then I move into the back of our base, which is ideally what you want to hold if you're going to be covering the flag. But I'm not sure who I got stunned by right there, but it was pretty unfortunate. I just pre-fired and I didn't get him. But they start pulling the flag up the middle, but sure enough, we spawn C shack, so we just stun over the building. Flag run doesn't get anywhere. And we tie this up to the bad side 1-1, which is never a bad thing. It's if you're gonna get too far in the hole on that side, then the other team will just play D really hard D the next side, which is not fun to play again. Especially when it's better to be in a situation where both teams are going for the win instead of one's just defending and you're forced to basically attack them. So Sensor gets a good pre-nade, but I get return naded by Proofy. So we get 3 down and we push their base. We try and spawn them at C-Tube, and I think Vengeance is getting the cutoff, and sure enough, I spawn at the C-Shack, and I shoot 2 guys going down C-Tube to their base in the back, and we pull it up jungle.
We have the enemy flag.
So I'm just pre-nading and stunning right there. And I'm not exactly sure what Sensor did there, but he should have pulled the jungle with Sin, but he decided to do his own thing. And I guess it ends up working out for the best, so not too terrible. And I get a lucky spawn, not sure how the game allowed me to get that. Sure, and there goes the 4th guy, and we know that we're clear for the flag. We want to get back control of our wood base again. One guy had already snuck up jungle and he got me, but I think Sensor picks him up. And so we're just controlling our jungle, waiting until we can get some dead, push up farther. So we see there's guys in the middle, there's a guy in the wood base somewhere. I guess I don't see that guy there, but I called him out. Or don't shoot at him, I called him out. So we get 3 dead, and now we know it's time to push up. There, we can see the last guy right there, and Vengeance got in their base. They see me get a really lucky kill there, but they got a rather unfortunate spawn. So I end up getting him from the wall, and that was a pretty lucky kill, but when you know somebody's there, generally spraying never hurts. I get a weird spawn front wood, which you don't typically get. It's kind of like last resort type spawn, especially because they're pretty much all around wood anyway. So we get 3 dead. Sensor gets a clutch kill right there, and he starts stunning to make sure they don't run across to our flag. So he gets a nade kill there, and we stun over to help him out, make sure no one's running across or no one's gotten into the wood yet. That one guy's already ran across to our red shack, but I call him out going for the full, and sure enough, he gets picked off. So, spawn again, we get spawn killed. That's exactly why you want wood base control. Otherwise, it's very easy to get taken out. So I picked Proofy off at our flag. I'm just waiting to just make sure we have full control of wood before moving out. And then I think it was Sensor called out that there was a guy in back trailer, so I'm just waiting to see where he's coming from. And I just wait here for a little bit, and sure enough, he comes around looking to get some kills and pull the flag. And there he is. And I start moving out. I had no idea the guy was there. I just barely saw his head. Got a pretty clutch kill right there, which guarantees us that flag cap, because now we have control of wood. So all Sin has to do is watch in front of him. I've got his back. One more guy's in the middle. So we're now up 3-1. We don't need to do anything too ridiculous. Don't need to play too aggressive or too defensive, because you don't want to really play too defensive on the side. Otherwise, eventually we'll get that bad spawn. So we start out pulling in. I don't know, not sure why nothing registered there. Just unlucky, but sure enough, Sensor gets all the way to wood, which is a pretty good thing. And I'll spawn up here, and they just weren't aware, I guess, where that would be spawning there. And I kind of get a last second call right there to get the 3rd guy, which pretty much secures the win, makes it almost mathematically impossible, which is never a bad thing. To look at the time and think about how long it takes for each flag cap roughly to run to their base. Just, I think on this map it's 11 or 12 seconds. So I see call the guy middle. Not gonna get a hit marker. I call the guy bottom wood. But then we'll just run the timeout. Basically trying to control back trailer and wood. I get the call there's a guy in trailer somewhere, so I just throw stuns over to make sure there's no one trying to spawn kill. I'll just push to their base, because there were none dead. I wouldn't be messing up the spawns if I did that. A last second pull for points. Sure enough, we win 4-1.